Hello, I'm Devin. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about using analog productivity tools to enhance the work that you're probably doing in the digital space. Today, I wanted to answer some questions, questions that I had when I started implementing getting things done in an Everbook of what about my digital resources like my email inbox? And I use Google Drive and the bookmarks on my web browser. How do I bring them all in harmony with where my focus is working out of my Everbook? And so this is leaning on the things we learned from David Allen's setup guides of how to make these work together. And there's a very simple principle underneath them all. And it's this: the Everbook is the source of truth for everything else. The getting things done system inside the Everbook is the source, and everything else is a support to the source. What does that mean? Well, I'm going to walk through some examples, try to keep it very simple, and I think how this works together will become clear. So, this is my email inbox. This is my actual email inbox, and I have cleared it out, and I have two emails that I left. I want to use as an example. First, this is an email telling me that there is a running a 5K, 5K, 10K, or half marathon on Mother's Day, and it's an invitation to sign up. And I like running. It's early spring. I'm considering maybe trying to get in shape for some races later this year. And so this is interesting to me. The thing is, uh, I'm not ready to make a decision on it right now. And so what I'm going to do actually is I'm looking at this and I realize there's a friend of mine that I'd like to join me. And so using my 2-minute rule, I'm not going to do it now because there's too much personal info if I do this, but I would open this email to forward it to a friend, type a little note, send it. And after I sent it, I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to pull up my waiting for list, and I'm going to add my friend's name and that waiting to hear if he wants to do the 5K with me. And I'm going to put today's date on the end there, right there. So that's on my waiting for list. And now this email is going to go into the waiting for support folder. See, everything that's in this folder is related to something on my waiting for list. There we go. Next, I have from fly.io. They host some websites that I run. They have notified me that they are going to they're billing for dedicated IPv4 addresses. I honestly don't know if I have any dedicated IPv4 addresses, and I am curious to know how expensive this is going to be for me, if it's going to cost any money. So I need to investigate that. So what I'm going to do is pull out my next actions list for work, and I'm going to write on here, investigate, check for IPv4 addresses, and if there's I'm going to put a due by date based on when the billing is going to go into effect so I can figure that out on time. And then I'm going to park this email in action support. So then when it's time for me to do that on my list, the email is in there waiting for me with all the details I need so that I can figure that out. So that's how email works. Action support, waiting for support. You could also make a reference library in here as well if you have emails. If you'd like to use your email as some reference material. I personally don't do that. But the source of truth is in the Everbook and on your next action lists. Next, let's look at Google Drive. Similar paradigm. In this case, the only thing that really lives in my Google Drive is a digital version of my project support bundle. And so if I have a project on my projects list that has digital stuff attached. So actually this YouTube channel is a good example. I often have lists of videos and scripts, right? It's so much easier to type that stuff up than to try to keep it all written here. I'll have it on my project. So, for example, the Getting Things Done course I'm making, that's a project, but inside of project support, I have a folder. I have, my YouTube channel. And inside of that, I have what I need to remind myself what to do. So, the project itself, it lives on my list in my Everbook. But when it's time to work on it and to take a next step, I've got my digital assets here to help me do that. The only other angle is I have a reference library. I'm not going to open this because I don't know what's in it, except that it's just folders. Reference is the top level, and then it's folder. And you can review David Allen's material on how to build a good reference library. And then I don't delete anything out of my Google Drive. I really don't need to. And so when I'm done with something, if it's a project, it's like I'm done. I'm not going to need that maybe ever again. I will just park it in a folder for the month. So I actually need to make one. Archive 2025. Oops. 2025-04. So this month, as I have digital stuff that I'm done with that. Don't need to delete it, but I don't need it anymore. Park it in the archive. I can come back for it if I ever need it. And you can see in my bookmarks, it's a very similar paradigm. I have a folder for action support. If there's any web pages that I bookmarked that, hey, I need to come back here to do that thing, put it in there. Project support, in here I have more folders for more projects. Again, bookmarking pages as needed. Reference. This is like, I use this a lot for business assets. So for example, like the digital marketing agency that I work for now, we've got HubSpot, we've got a chat app, we've got I have in here all of the clients for every website that we've launched in the past 3 or 4 years, so that I can just really quickly pull that open and make lists of examples to send to prospective clients of the work that we do. And then likewise, I don't delete any bookmarks. I create folders and organize by month. And once something doesn't need to live in the other folders anymore, I just park it in the archive. And it's there if I ever need it again. So, in summary, that's how the digital world collides with the Everbook world. You're going to treat your Everbook as the source of truth, and then your digital resources will support that. One key is just remember, your email inbox is not a to-do list. Your documents in Google Drive are not a to-do list. Your next actions list is a to-do list. And you only need one to-do list. Even your calendar is not a to-do list. Your calendar is great for reserving time in your day for when you'd like to do something, but it is not itself a to-do list. A to-do list is a to-do list. And if you lose sight of that, that's when you start to break the system apart. You start to feel fragmented again because some information is here, some information is there. It's like, no. Default to keeping your essential thinking happens in the Everbook, and your digital stuff supports the information that's in the Everbook. So I hope that's useful. I hope that's clarifying. Certainly not the only way to do it, but that's how I've been doing it, and it has been amazing. So take care.